Imagine general practitioners practicing, but afraid to do their job. Afraid to do their job properly because they're afraid. They're afraid to make a mistake, but everybody makes a mistake. I'm referring to my driver's license, where 3 times I went in and the guy says to me 3 times in a row, I don't know what this is. I don't know DSM-5. So finally I call it collage deductor. Anyways, we're going to get on with this programmation. The programmation that I work with, okay, that needs to be understood is I take the basic understanding of what has already been created. I take the same numbers, but I create equations for a better understanding. Half equals to the numerological value in numbers to 27. In Pythagorean, which is the smallest number, 12 would be 3, okay, automatically take away 9. Everything to reduction will automatically be your minus of 9, minus of 18, right? That's all it is, minus 9, minus 18, minus 27, minus 36. But the reality is once you get to 18, there is no 27th letter unless you count the y. This is the numerological of half, meaning that whole is 54. The number into the sum, and the way to create this is 1 times 4, 1 plus 4 equals 54. 5 times 4, 5 plus 4. And these will tell you how the numbers come into the next addition, okay, of numerological values, which brings you to new words. These are the basics. Now, if you believe that there is a creator on this earth, he had to create a pattern in order to recreate everything he's created inside a numerological system in order to call back the species, who we are, the hue of light. When you see the dot, okay, on top of the eye, because the center of the eye is the ray, the sky and the earth, this would say 1/2, the above and below. But what about the center that we walk on? What about the in-between passage? Because the energy will always be within us as we move. So understanding 1, 2, 3, 4, and we carry the 5 signal. We carry the 5 signal inside of us. Or we can take the whole sky and the whole earth and we carry the 3 signal because we're walking forward. Inside quarter, quarter equals the first number is equal to a total of 57, the last part 43. 1 times 3, 1 plus 3. This will eventually equal to 19. How do we reduce 19? By minusing 9. It becomes 10, becomes 1, becomes 0. And 0 is the fraction that works over here, in this area here, which is, remember, there's going to be twice the space here as there is here, because from the bottom to the top, area space for the top, area space for the bottom, and area space for the same side, for the same area. Half will now equal to not 27, but 18. 18 is the letter R, it is the letter A, and the letter H, just a hair away, A and H. Alf, okay, Alfred if you want, red, things that come into association, R-E-D, is 27. We're just doing this really basic. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 will equal to 10, will equal to 24. Now we have to understand the 7 system. Because we come into 7 days, 365 days a year, we have to understand what these numbers say. They say what I say, and I say because of the relationship in 3 and 6 and 5, which I'm not going to bring up right now. I want to make this a quick video. 6 times will be 60 and 144. The 10 is walking man. The 7th day is for the spirit of walking man, the soul. We bring on the next day to link. Man links today to tomorrow because of his birth. You are nothing until the day after tomorrow, because today you have just been born. Here we get a total of 98 equaling high, 9 and 8. The total is also 238. The total is also 148. The total is also 155, 515. Why? All zeros equal 6 because it is the center of the 0 that counts. The center is over here. The center creates the x equaling to your 1/3, 1/4 sky because you must put it on this angle to create it. The plus is the separation of the quarter. When we multiply, okay, different numbers, 4320, okay, in which 4320, and these numbers are all based on the Mayan calendar, okay, of where they run a 20-day schedule of 18 months or an 18-day schedule of 20 months, whichever way you want to go, they're all going to work out, okay. 24, 180 degrees, half, 180 degrees comes out to the same figure. Half is 24. That means we need automatically 48 to make a whole 480 10-day period. 20-day period, sorry, 480 20-day period. This equals to 20 days, 20 by 24. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 equals to 10 and 24, but 4, 3, 2, 1 times 6 equals 25, 9, 20. 4, 3, 2, 0 divided by 6 equals 720, 720 minutes to a half a day. 72 times 5 is the rotation of the clock. 720 by 360 degrees is back to 25,920. Remember, I'm using only the Mayan numbers because this is all relationship to the Mayan numbers. Since this is a half a day, I must multiply it by 2. Becomes 5184. There is already a standard inside the networks of numbers for the Mayan, and they say divide these numbers by 5. Whether you multiply it by 2, okay, or divide it by 5, we will always get this number here. Representation of 1/5, 1/4 of 60 minutes. 1/4, or Mars. 51. In between is 432. 84 is the number to Pluto. And number 42 or 420. 420, the relationship between 1, 3, and 5. And 1, 3, and 5 all have the same relationship. 1, 3, and 5, okay, is this relationship over here. When we go to 9, okay, we must develop another area of this, another wheel cycle, in order to get this inside 9. This is as much 5 as it is 9. One area, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. But 9 total, the center is the 9, creating that there's only 8 that relate to 1. The greatest distance is here, 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 and here. The greatest distance of 4, and everything else is in between. 240 hours times a 9-day schedule plus the link is 216. When we multiply by 2, again, we come back to 432. That would be your 18 months. Inside a single month of 480 hours of 18 months comes out to 80640 per year, which is the same equivalent, 8640, divided by the 60 minutes equals to your 1440, or 12 times 12 equaling to your day. 72 times 60 is 432, in between 51. Half of 51 is 25.5, the number to Earth. 25, 625, because the center, an average, is valued at 6. It is what goes through. This may be area 1, but it goes through it and rotates around this. Energy, above is below, rotating around 2, 4 rotating around 2, 420. Value, 1. Let's just do it this way. Value that every cross in the star, 1 to 9 equals to 15. 7 over to 3 equals to 15. 4 over to 6, 15. 8 over to 2. But in tennis, they only count it twice, and then they get 10. The reason they get 10 is because this value over here and this value over here, okay, are only 10 because we're moving in that direction. This is top left to bottom right. It's not the same. Top right to bottom left. Okay, this will end up, when we add this in, that will make the Budweiser bow tie, the crooked bow tie, when we create the design. I will show you that design. 1 and 9 and 5 is 10. 7, 5, and 3 rotation is 10. Okay, where we count this? Do we count this as 5 here, or do we count this as 5 here? That is your 10. That is your rotation of the star. Those are your numbers. 4, 3, 2, 0. If we go 4, 3, 2, 1 times 6, it'll be 25,926. It's so perfect the way these numbers come out to the last Super Bowl, in which instead of using a letter, which is L, and in French it means her, they use the number 50. So this is how we get the relationship over here. 72 times this equals this, which 2007. There's one number in here which I'm reluctant to see. It might not be in this design. This is the one spirit of the half-light. All ones, okay, means what happens is I split this in half. And I went 1, 2, 3, 1. 1, 2, 3. 3, 1, 3 equals to that. 7. 7, 5. 7, 5, and 2. All zeros, okay, equal to 6. Area split by 1 because 1 something goes through that passage. That's what happens. It becomes 4326, or the total of 69 minus equals to 17. 26 minus 17, 26 and 17. Q and Z are both found on the AMT machines on the number 1 key, which normally standard for nothing. They both represent Mars and Pluto in numbers. Mars gets a total count of 70. Pluto gets a total count of 90, and that is man's birth. 30, 60, 90. Why do I say that? Add 4, add 13, add 22, and add 31. That's the number, 70. Add 9, 18, 27, and 36, and that is 90. 90 and 70 is 160. 160 spirit of the half-life, where 7 is in between 6 and 8. 101 away, just like the pool balls. When you go over to the 8 ball, okay, you're actually just going back to the 6 ball. When you go over to the 9 ball, because the ball split, the same split you see is the split over here. So hang on a second. Now, we're going to talk 24 hours, but we're also going to talk 2 times 4, 2 plus 4 equals to your 8 and 6. Here is your 1 and 8. This is half. The whole thing of 360 equals 864. If it equals 864, we're back to this number over here, 864. This is the relationship. Divide this number by 6, we end up with, divided by 6, we end up with 720. 720, that is creation. 7 times 2, 7 plus 2 equals to number 23. Number 23, 2 and 3 is BC. 2 and 3 comes inside of here. There are 4. Either you gather the 4 on the outside to 1 in the center equals to 5, or you get 1, 2, 3. Actually, we should be standing it. 1, 2, 3. You notice we're not doing 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 because that's the same fraction. It's continuation. But this is not continuation. It becomes 1, 2, 3, and then 1 and 2. Then this one over here is totally not the same. 1, 2, 3. We don't have this one over here. This one over here, okay, beats down the bush. Let me show you what happens to the artwork, right? This one totals down here. Now, when we come to the next one, okay, we want to do the next one. The next one comes over here. The next one comes over here. All the other ones are in between factions. Everything is a particle and part of. This is how the design must go. When you do a skull bone, when you just draw a simple letter, that's the in between of two sides. That letter. Now, if it's a B, it's showing you it's the center. This is the other side. Okay, or this is the other side of the center. This area that's constructed over here would be 2, 5, and 8. Now, if I was showing you the same design on an angle, okay, you would be actually taking up 3 houses, one here, and one here. If we had to follow on line, I would have to do this, okay? This angle over here, which is half on this side and half on this side, is where my B will come out on one side and the B on the other side. And to have the relationship all the same, here's the B inside, and here's the B inside. They're both inside, and inside of that is this